And so automatically we're showing 16 SEER equipment. 18, we can do 18 SEER if they wanted to. They even have a product that's 18 SEER. It's basically like the Bosch, but it's the Duquesne Lynx system, which is just an inverted outdoor heat pump that you can match up to any air handler. It's a little bit cheaper than the Bosch. They work identical. There's no difference between the two, unless you match it up to their air handler, which is full communicating. Once you do that, then you get full 22 SEER out of it.
Now, what's it called again? Duquesne Lynx?
The Lynx system. LYNX.
And I gotta look that up. I've never heard of that before, but if it's similar to Bosch,
it came out last year, at the end of last year. And it's crazy. I mean, because I've installed a Bosch, and I've found some of the issues that Joe Shear was bringing up years ago with Ralph Wolf, when Ralph was trying to, push the Bosch and all this stuff, and talking about what a true inverted system is and how you can control humidity, and how you were talking about dehumidification just the other day. You were talking about your Bosch system at your house.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that works on the same premise. I mean, it does a good job. It is energy efficient. It is truly an 18 SEER matchup, depending on what you're doing with it. But it's at a better price point. And so it's funny because I'll give people a quote on an 18 SEER inverted unit with just a standard single speed air handler, and I'm cheaper by thousands of dollars from guys selling just 16 SEER equipment.
The Duquesne Lynx, what's the oldest one you have operational?
A year.
So have you had any issues as far as with the single speed air handlers in particular with dehumidification?
No, I mean, it humidifies just fine. I mean, I'm not going to go out there and say it runs like, I've only ever gone into a house that actually had a true communicating dehumidifier variable speed. It was a Comfort Maker that they had one. This thing ran at low speed, and you would hear it ramp up every once in a while. And this guy had it set at 74 degrees inside his house, and it felt fantastic. I mean, it was like 40% humidity inside his house in June.
Wow.
And I was like, that's great. This won't do that. This will still maintain like 48, 50% humidity. It does all right. It works better than a standard heat pump.
That's a win then to me, because we have like Bosch issues are going the other way. Like people aren't saying I wish it was more comfortable. They're like, it's uncomfortable. I mean, it's like 60%, 65% indoor humidity, and you're not too far away from me, so the conditions are similar. So
yeah,
there must be something different about these two systems. Maybe it's the air handler that you're matching it with. Maybe that's the difference.
It could be. It really could be. I haven't had to match one up to just an existing air handler. I mean, we do use the air handlers from the distributor, which is nothing special. It's just Aries. They're just standard air handlers. There's nothing special about them, but they come. Aries doesn't sell. When we get them, they have the X13 motor in them, which is they're fine. But they're not that much different than a single speed motor.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of them right now. There's like a BCE 7E and a BCE 5E that had the constant torque motor, and yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah,
it does the exact same thing. It's the only thing that I think it does different from the Bosch, and you correct me on this, is the Bosch does it's reading the suction line temperature and kind of controlling itself on that. This will take the suction line, it takes the discharge temperature, it reads both of those, and then it has an outdoor sensor built into it, and it reads the outdoor humidity, and that's where it kind of controls everything. I'm not sure if that's the way Bosch does the exact same thing. I think Bosch doesn't have the outdoor humidity control as well. I mean, not the outdoor humidity, but the outdoor sensor. You would have to tell me on that.
I've never heard of Bosch having the humidity sensor outside, and I've read the manual themselves. I don't know if they're going to mention everything or not, but I've read through them, and I've never seen anything like that, but I will revisit it just to double check, because that might be a big difference, because if it knows it's July and it's 90 and it's 81% humidity in the afternoon, maybe it's going to change.
The logic's going to operate just a little bit different.